Gosh, it's been a while since I've done a video on Kilian. So let's do one. I actually just went and picked up a bottle of Share on the Rocks. There's this 20% off promotion at Sephora, which is really close by. And I haven't done a video on this. I did a video on Share Paradis earlier this year. The line has a great collection of Boozy fragrances called the Liqueurs. There's one missing, which I don't care for. In fact, I hate, and I'll let you know which that fragrance is. That one is missing. I'm not going to get a fragrance that I don't like, so we've left it off, and I'll tell you all about it. But they do a great job with Boozy fragrances. In fact, I feel like Kilian does great Boozy offerings in the line. Gourmands and most importantly, Boozy fragrances. And this is the collection called Liquors. Straight to Heaven is not in this collection, but it is a Boozy fragrance. It's the very first fragrance I bought from the house, followed by Love Don't Be Shy. But we're going to leave that off. We're going to talk about the Liqueurs today. All of the fragrances in bottles like this. They look like little, glasses you drink spirits out of. So there's a total of 8 in the collection. As I said, one's missing. Do not care for that fragrance whatsoever. But we're going to do an unboxing here of Share on the Rocks. I haven't got my nose on it yet. And Share launched in 2020, I believe. It was a huge, huge hit. I think it's become probably the most popular fragrance from the line. What do you guys think? It makes sense because this is the third flanker now of Share. So Share on the Rocks is more frosted. Here is the original. This is my bottle from a long time ago. And you can see it's kind of gotten a little dirty under there. So it's showing off kind of amber, almost like, sticky amber. Share on the Rocks is featuring notes of On the Rocks Accord, bitter orange, cognac, cinnamon, tonka beans, oak. So this one and also Share Paradis are not at the discounters. The rest of the collection is. And I'll tell you their discounted prices. There's a few that are really, really nicely priced. But Share on the Rocks is 50 ml, $275. So no discounts on it. But like I said, Sephora is doing 20% off. So I got 20% off on this. Do I like this? I can see that where they're going with this. They've added a strong orange note, so it comes off very fresh and watery, which actually takes away of its sweet booziness. To me, Share on the Rocks is more like a holiday cocktail. You've got a lot of cognac, which this fragrance is known for. There's warm spices, but it's diluted with the citrus touch. And in this case, it's bitter orange. For me, where it's at is the original. Even the Paradis was a bit overwhelming. And I kind of like it more now that I've gotten used to it a little bit. But when I first smelled the Paradis, it was super overwhelming. My nose couldn't tolerate it as much, but I've gotten used to it. I think the original is where it's at, though, with this line. On the Rocks Accord. What is that? What in the hell is an On the Rocks Accord? So is it supposed to be like ice cold? I wish the cinnamon was a bit more prominent. It's not. It does have a frosted iciness about it. Yeah, this one I am uncertain about. Let's try it on. So let's try this on. Let's go through the entire collection, and then I'll give you my ranking and see where this ends up. But in the meantime, before I start, it's a little better on skin. I like it more on the skin, but still not as good as the original. And also not nose blinding like the Paradis version, I have to say. So let's start with the Share, the original, which launched around 2020. It's a fragrance DNA created by Benoit Lapouza over at Givaudan. So most popular fragrance, most likely. This is the third flanker. It might even be a fourth flanker, but maybe there's an additional one that was probably limited edition. So currently Share online 50 ml for $210, but the suggested retail is $275. So you've got about $65 savings on this. This is cognac, oak, cinnamon, tonka beans, and sandalwood. So this DNA does remind me of Wajan, Ambre Narguilé, and that whole genre of gourmand fragrances. But what the Kilian Share does that the others don't do, maybe not all of them do not do it, maybe one or two might do it, but The most popular ones are Wajan and Ambre Narguilé. Kilian adds that booziness, which it's a nice breath of fresh air for this particular style of fragrance. So I think this is the reason why this fragrance has become so popular. It's cozy, it's comforting, it's sweet, it's spicy, a bit holiday-like, warm, and boozy, and woody as well. Actually, it's quite delicious, I should say. My bottle has also aged quite a bit, so it's coming off nice and dense, super boozy, but warm and spicy. Really, really delicious. So I would say the original is where it's at. The flankers, not so much into it as much. Let's go back to the Angel Share on the Rocks. Just another way for the brand to capitalize on the success of one fragrance to do flankers. I wish the flankers turned out better, but this is not super exciting, unfortunately. I think the orange completely ruins this. It dilutes it down. It clashes with the warm spiciness of the cinnamon. And you know how sometimes you go to a bar and there's a great mixologist who knows how to make the best freaking cocktails, but you got one that's just learning. It just puts things together without blending it. And this is kind of coming off like that. Like it's not super blended perfectly. Like some of the ingredients are clashing and it's not smoothed out. Whereas Angel Share, the original, is super smooth. It's so yummy. This, you have to like, do I tell the bartender I don't like this? Will he redo it? Will he be upset? Will he be offended? These are the kind of things that come to my mind with the Angel Share on the Rocks. So I would skip this one. I don't approve of it. Can I get a refund on this? It's completely blind. Okay, it's not bad. I have to be honest, it's not bad, but something is off, and I think the orange is just not working. Maybe it's the On the Rocks accord. What do you guys think? Are you a fan of Angel Share on the Rocks? Do you prefer the original? Let me know. Add a comment below. Let's leave that out of the box. Let's move on to Angel Share Paradis. All right, Angel Share Paradis is also super expensive. It's a Parfum concentration. I believe it was a Parfum concentration. It's an extrait of Parfum, it says on the bottom. Whereas the rest of the collection is Eau de Parfum. This one is super concentrated. No discounts on this available either. It's 50 ml for $3.85. But I went nose blind every time I was wearing this, and I wore quite a bit of it when I was first testing it out. This has notes of raspberry, cognac, rose, cinnamon, tonka, oak. Sort of similar notes to the original Angel Share, but they've thrown in the raspberry here and the rose. Those are what's elevated, but also I feel like it's intensified with amber in the base. So it's very amber woody in the base to me. I have to be honest here. I prefer the Angel Share Paradis over the On the Rocks. I don't know, something about On the Rocks is not working for me. Who approved this? No, I don't care for it at all. At least the Angel Share Paradis has that strength. It's keeping a lot of the original, and I don't feel like the raspberry and the rose are clashing. In fact, it might be maybe adding a bit of, to me, like an old-fashioned, like it's gone into the direction of old-fashioned because of some of these additional notes. Not a Negroni, but wait, that's the On the Rocks. This is the Paradis. This one does have a bit more of like old-fashioned / Negroni, but without, of course, in Negroni you have the Campari, which is orange-based. This is a bit more like strong cognac, but with an old-fashioned, I believe it's more like a whiskey. And again, I'm also not talking about the old-fashioned fragrance of this house either, because the smell is totally different. The Paradis is just acting as thick and dense like that. So if I was ranking the 3 Angel Share variations, it would be the original Angel Share, then it would be Angel Share Paradis, then it would be Angel Share on the Rocks. That one's a disappointment, sadly. Then we've got Apple Brandy on the Rocks. It's a super yummy fragrance. In fact, I prefer Apple Brandy on the Rocks more than the Angel Share. So you're going to see my ranking in a little bit, and you'll probably be surprised. I like the appleiness here. So this is a Sidonie Lanceur fragrance. You can find this currently 50 ml for $186. So that's a great price for this because it's super yummy. This fragrance also has On The Rocks accord. It also has apples. There's brandy, moss, and vanilla. This is super, super delicious. This is a Sidonie Lanceur who did by Kilian's Straight to Heaven. So it was the very first fragrance I bought. Here it's quite fruity and mossy, and also, I don't know what they mean by the On The Rocks accord. I'm assuming it's like ice cold effect. And also the sweetness here, the mossiness together, super delicious. This is like top-notch boozy and fruity. Literally smells like a liqueur. Top-notch for me, the apple brandy On The Rocks. Let me know about you. Do you guys enjoy this one? Do add a comment below. All right, so the next fragrance is the fragrance I do not currently own because when I tested it twice, it really nauseated me. Blue Moon Ginger Dash, awful, awful fragrance. I'll tell you a little bit about it. And it's online for, I believe I saw it for $145, 50 ml, but I don't approve of it because it has a super dose of cologne in it, which is what creates that marine fishiness in fragrances. So the inspiration for this fragrance, bad inspiration. I don't care for it at all. But it features notes of lemons, cologne, vodka accord, ginger essence, white musk, and ambroxan. So if they left off the cologne, this fragrance would be on another level. But cologne to me cheapens fragrances. And so I don't care for it at all. I wore this a couple times testing it. And on my skin also, the cologne is super, super amplified. So it's very nauseating to appreciate fragrances with cologne. So this is number 8 in the mix. So I've got 7 here. This is the 8th fragrance I do not have. So when we're ranking it, Blue Moon Ginger Dash will end up at number 8. The next fragrance is also a little bit technical. I have a bottle called Fievre Verte, and then I think they've redone this fragrance and renamed it Fievre Verte. Same perfumer, and according to the Kilian website, the notes breakdown is different between the first version and this Fievre Verte. So I'm going to go off of the Fievre Verte because that's what I have. And I'm an absinthe lover. Anything licoricey, anisic, wormwood, absinthe, I'm there. So this is a top-notch offering for me. This is currently selling for 50 ml, $187. Notes breakdown is absinthe, violet leaves, licorice, patchouli, and woodsy notes. So it's spicy, it's boozy, it's green and woody. And absinthe and licorice, well, absinthe in general has this very interesting booziness that if you ever had, spirits like ouzo or arak or things like that like focus on this licoricey touch, anisic touch, you kind of know. It doesn't have the same kind of booziness that whiskey does, but still it's boozy and green and super, super yummy. And this fragrance is definitely a top-notch offering from the house. It's also created by Matthew Nardin, who I admire his work. He does really great work with warm, spicy, boozy, and tobacco-ish fragrances. So definitely a good one. But I did some research to find out if Fievre Verte is different from Fievre Verte. The consensus is it's very close, but not identical. But I think similar idea. But according to the Kilian website, looking at my notes for when I first reviewed Fievre Verte and the notes on the Kilian website, they're identical. So if they're identical, then they should be very similar. But again, some people said it's a little different, and I don't know what that difference would be. But I do recommend Fievre Verte or Fievre Verte. Check it out. It's super, super delicious. One of the best from the line. But I think it's an acquired taste. Absinthe, licorice might be an acquired taste for some people because I think it's a bit polarizing, but I absolutely love it. I love this note. I love it in food, and I love it in fragrances as well. All right, now we're going with the real old-fashioned. I fell in love with this at Harrods early, like mid last year, 2024, so I ordered a bottle, and I believe I reviewed it earlier this year. In love with this, the way this fragrance is created. It's a boozy offering that's super delicious. And they're not using boozy notes, but it comes off super boozy. So it's created by Sidonie Lanceseur once again. 50 ml for $2.40. It has wheat, davana, cedarwood, everlasting flower, styrax, and tolu balsam. So in the end, it's super spicy, sweet and ambery, woody and gourmand, but also on the bottom, it's like resinous, balsamic, ambery. But again, it's no boozy notes, but it's acting quite boozy. And for me, is it an old-fashioned? It has the idea of old-fashioned, but as I was saying earlier, Share Paradis has that thickness and intensity of an old-fashioned. This one, when you're comparing it like that, this one to me doesn't, because I find old-fashions to be super strong with the booze in it, like really strong booze, and the Paradis comes off that way. Here, it's not like I like to drink spirits, and sometimes old fashions, even Negronis, are super strong because they're not like diluted down with lighter drink liquids. So this one doesn't act like that, is what I'm trying to say. But really super delicious old fashioned, and one of a kind for me from this house. Definitely a top offering, more than Angel Share as well. Old Fashioned is super awesome. Check it out. I highly recommend this one of the best from Kilian, Old Fashioned. But I think it was a redo of an older fragrance, correct? That was in a regular bottle before. I can't remember exactly, but I highly recommend Old Fashioned. It's 50 ml for $2.40. Not too much of a discount on that one, because these are 50 ml at $2.75, but still better than no discount. And the last fragrance I'm going to talk to you about, which I have a little bit left, it's Roses on Ice. So I think this is inspired by a Hendrick's gin tonic. Hendrick's is a gin that I absolutely love when I'm doing gin as a... Ooh, I'm almost out of this. It's a gin made with... distilling with rose and cucumbers. That's why they add a couple of slices of cucumbers in some gin tonics made with Hendrick's, which I absolutely love. It's my favorite. I also love it when they either put juniper berries, dried juniper berries in it, or like peppercorns. Really love that. But this to me does remind me of a gin tonic. So it's ice cold. It's crisp. I think this one has violet leaves. It's got rose, juniper berries, cucumber, musk, and sandalwood. But you know, this also has a very cucumbery ozonic effect. Cucumbers and violet leaves, I've mentioned so much in videos. They remind me of one another. They're very crisp, ice cold, and very, very fresh. And this has that in it. But it's you know, meshed with the juniper berries, which is giving you that ice cold crispness. Almost like there's a metallic coolness with the juniper berries. It's very prominent in fragrances. And of course, this also has the musk and sandalwood in the base for a kind of a musky, woody dry down. But in the gin itself, I don't pick up too much rose. Like, it doesn't come off rosy. This does have a more of a rosy presence, but I think it's nicely done. I did have a little bit of a problem with this at first. I think there was a little bit of an appearance of something cologne-like, but I think it was just the ozonic touches of the cucumber or violet leaves that are in here. But I recommend it. It's not ranked high though, because the other ones are so good, but that's Roses on Ice, the last fragrance I'm talking about here from by Kilian's Liquors collection. All right, as I said, Blue Moon Ginger Dash is number 8. Cannot stand it. I'll let you know again. It's not a very great fragrance. I don't know where they were coming from. It's a disappointing offering. And on my skin, it went totally fishy, and I don't want to wear fish as a perfume. So that's at number 8. Sadly, even though I really appreciate this one, it's at the bottom. This is Roses on Ice at number 7. But I don't hate that one like I hate Blue Moon Ginger Dash, which is also a crazy name. I don't even know why they would call it that. So now we're going to rank the rest of the fragrances. Here we go. So I would add... Actually, I'm going to take that back. Since this is fairly new, I completely forgot about it. Angel Share on the Rocks is at number 7. Then at number 6, it's Roses on Ice. Yes, that's how much I hate Angel Share on the Rocks. I don't care for it whatsoever. What's the waxy smell? That is very disappointing. I really want to sell that bottle now. Or take it back. I don't care for that at all. At all. Yeah, so Blue Moon Ginger Dash at number 8. Angel Share on the Rocks at number 7. Roses on Ice, much better than Angel Share on the Rocks. That's at number 6. Next, Angel Share Paradis at number 5. Yes, it is. It is. It's also super potent, though. It's not bad at all, but it has to be ranked somewhere, right? Whew. Okay, so we've got Fievre Verte at number 4. No. Angel Share at number 4. Sorry. Angel Share at number 4. Fievre Verte at number 3. Brandy On The Rocks at number 2. And Old Fashioned at number 1. Did I forget anything? I don't think I did. All right, let's try this all over. So at number 8, Blue Moon Ginger Dash at number 8. Number 7... we've got Angel Share On The Rocks. Don't care for it whatsoever. Roses on Ice at number 6. Where's number 5? Angel Share Paradis at number 5. Angel Share Original at number 4. Fievre Verte at number 3, but it's currently called Fievre Verte. Brandy at number 2. And Old Fashioned at number 1. That's the ranking. They do great boozy fragrances over at Kilian, and it's a long time coming to do this. Again, Blue Moon Ginger Dash is a disappointing, awful release. And then now, second to the last spot, Angel Share On The Rocks. Blind buys can be bad, and sadly, this was a bad blind buy. Don't care for this one whatsoever. What were they thinking, Kilian? But they do some good ones. My top 3 is awesome. Check those out. And I've got them all linked and tagged here for easy shopping. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please do list below. Let me know which of these fragrances are your favorites. Do you actually enjoy Blue Moon Ginger Dash? What do you like about it? If you hate it like me, what do you hate about it? Do add that comment. And yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on this new one. Is it disappointing to you? It's a dud. It's a total dud. See you guys later. Bye-bye.